Okay, so by the time this video will be released, Pierre Bourne will have released his new album called GRAILS. I say it's an album, it's more of an EP, but anyway, he's got some beats on there that are quite similar to the typical Pierre stuff, and I know he hasn't released some stuff in a while, so we're going to go over some kind of typical Pierre sounds and things that we might have just forgotten about using because we've just been so used to using things for Yeet and all of these other artists that have come across in the last 2 years. Now, a bit of a disclaimer for this video, I did initially record this as like a little live cook-up, but I messed up the audio. We're going to be doing this as a bit of a breakdown of the beat, so I'm going to just go over the beat, I'm going to go over a few plugins, and we're going to go from there. So yeah, let's get into the beat breakdown. Now, there's actually a Reddit post out there that lists all of the plugins that Pierre uses for his beats, then I'll list them on the left of your screen right now, so there's just a few in there. So the one that we're using today mainly is Serum, but I've also got FM8 that I've used sometimes, SQ8L, which is a free one. FM8 is also one of those kind of overused plugins, but it's a cheap plugin that you can get off a plugin boutique on sale for maybe like 20 quid. And Serum's obviously a versatile plugin, you can do a lot of stuff with it, so it's just a no-brainer if you're looking to make Pierre type beats. So starting off with our first preset, we've got the synth out of Gangsta's Eternal Sound Kit, and I'll link this down below for you guys as well if you want to go check that out. The chords for a typical Pierre beat are quite simple, you only move around the step mostly. If you listen to Magnolia by Playboi Carti, which was also produced by Pierre, you'll realise that the chords don't move too far away from the root notes. So I made this little pattern here, and then obviously in the second part I've added a bit of a variation. And then another preset out of that same pack is this lead here. This is more of a call and response lead, so this is not playing a main melody or anything. The main melody is mainly held by that chord, and then this lead just has a bit more of a texture onto it. Now the third preset we've got is this pluck, and also with plucks, I think with Pierre beats, what you can also do is use a lot of these square wavetables. If you listen to Betrayal by Trippie Redd, you'll realise that kind of virtual sounding effect is caused by the square wavetables. This pluck doesn't use a square wavetable, but I just thought it would be important to point that out if you wanted to make a Pierre type beat. And again, this is just filling in the gaps that have been left by the other two presets. And finally, just to finish off, I'm going to use a Moog bass. Now going on to the drums and effects with Pierre beats, they're nothing too majorly crazy. If you want to have a few variations like you do in Yeet beats, you can do that, but obviously if we're going off of just like a typical Pierre beat, he doesn't want to go too crazy because obviously he understands as a rapper how to make beats simple but also effective. This hi-hat and clap bounce is quite simple, but I've added a few variations in there just to make it a bit more interesting. In a similar way, your open hats are playing quite a simple pattern as well, you don't want anything too crazy on these either. Then a snare also playing on the offbeat. And finally we're using this kick, which you might also recognise from Magnolia. It's not an overused kick like the rack kick, but it's also quite effective, and obviously it was used in a hit song, so. And obviously for Pierre beats you want a thick 808, so for this one we're going to be using the 808 Big Facts, which I just think is a modified Zaytoven 808. Then just a few classic Pierre sound effects. And yes, as you can see, it's nothing too complicated, just something that you can rap over. There are a few distinctions that you can get from a Pierre type beat. Obviously he goes for this virtual kind of 80s retro synth vibe, kind of stuff that you'd hear if you were playing on the Atari or the N64. And yes, here's a full beat. Yeah, thanks guys for watching. As I said earlier, all the presets and stuff that I use in this video will be down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.